Hello and welcome to episode 7 of I remember this one morning I thought my eyes were seriously buggered because one of them was totally blurry but the other one was okay, and it took about 15 minutes to realise that one lens has fallen out of my glasses. I'm here with my lovely lady wife Alice.
Hi, I think maybe you need to trim the title a little bit. That's kind of...
You think that's a bit long?
Yeah, a little bit long.
All right, maybe. Why don't you tell the folks where we are today, Alice?
At the moment, we are walking through the forest in New Zealand.
Yeah, yes, well, they know that much probably.
Well, yeah, I guess because we live there. But we're like down at the real southern end of New Zealand in Te Anau, walking through some lovely nature. It is a little slippery, so be careful.
Yeah, I'm walking pretty slow. This video is not going to be super exciting because I got half my eyes on the ground and the footing and everything. It's kind of semi-slippery wooden boards with some chicken wire stretched over them, so yeah. But we did just cross over a bridge, didn't we? That was featured in a film that you quite like, right?
The bridge wasn't featured in a film. Does that look like a fancy bridge?
Yeah, totally. It was the cables that gave it away. The strong iron cables.
It was a really cool suspension bridge, but it is crossing a river, and that river featured in Lord of the Rings. So quite a few key scenes of Lord of the Rings filmed in this area.
Yeah.
And this river that we're walking next to now was the river where after the Fellowship stops with the elves in Lothlorien, I think.
It's the River Styx, where Charon ferries the souls of the newly dead over to the lands of the dead to get judged.
Yeah,
crimes
you're mixing up your stories there.
Oh, really?
Like the Fellowship sails down this river, and you get that cool scene with the massive statues that they go past. Obviously, those statues aren't here; they're not real.
Is that where they're in the barrels?
No, that's the Hobbit.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
No, I don't. I read The Hobbit. I didn't like The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, all right then.
I watched the movies with you though. I sat through them.
You slept through them, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are up here for my birthday. Yay! Because I've turned 50. I've been on this earth for half a century, and I'm stoked. Let me tell you, I made it. I mean, 2 days ago, Ozzy Osbourne died. Also, the guy who invented Skyrim died, and some other. Many people died.
Did you hear that this morning?
The
Sorry.
Hulk?
It might be breaking, like Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
not
Hulk Hogan.
Sorry,
right, not the Hulk.
Not
Hulk
the
Hogan.
Hulk.
There's a
Hulk
good shot of the
Hogan.
river there.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. I did see one, but it was done by The Onion, so I wasn't sure if it was real.
Okay, well I did
It said
see
the
on
Hulk
like
died after a long battle with Hulkamania. So, yeah.
Okay, maybe it was a Hulkamania part that was satirizing, but I have seen on multiple sources that Hulk Hogan has left us. So,
There you go. Well, yeah, there you go. After decades of roids, you got to expect some things. The fact that he made it to 71 is honestly pretty good for a wrestler. They don't tend to have long lifespans. Yeah. Anyway. So let's kick on with the actual podcast, shall we?
Yeah.
We've got some audience feedback. Shall we go on with that?
Yes, let's start with audience feedback from Coffee Gel Green Matcha Eve.
Okay.
On the Time Machine.
Yes.
This was great. You encouraged me to read more books.
Ah, my favourite. Encouraging people to read more. I mean, that's so good. That's like a total win in Steveland. 100%. So good. So happy to hear. So happy. Very good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Time Machine is also my personal favourite of my audiobooks. So, yeah, I'm glad you like that too. Excellent.
Reading's good, folks. Do it.
Should read a book a day. A whole book every day. No?
I mean, when I was younger, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, that was my summer holidays.
Yeah.
When we broke off of school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. This may come as a surprise to you folks, but I was a nerd. Yeah, I know. Please, pick your jaws up off the floor. Take those shocked looks off your faces. I was a nerd. Yeah. I know you all thought I was a super cool jock with many, many girlfriends, but no, I wasn't. No. Next.
Mr. Bo 93 on Brave New World. The singing was an absolute cherry on the top. Applause. Or oh no, is that hand? I can't see emojis. Anyway, thank you for sharing.
Wow, my singing doesn't often get compliments, and I always assume they're lying. But hey, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Even if it just gets a giggle, I'm happy, you know? Yeah.
Cool. And 2 comments on short stories. We have
yay.
one from JQJ26.
Mm-hmm.
How I Stopped Worrying and Learned to Love Quantum Entanglement.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing your work.
Brilliant. That's the bit I like. Again, I assume he's lying, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Thank you. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
And Brandon Smith on Tempus Stultum.
The new one.
I always love a good time travel story.
Yeah.
I like the rules that the inventor put in place for his time machine.
Yeah.
And the ending is instructive in a fable kind of way.
Yeah.
I find myself wondering who the protagonist of the story is, though. Is it the inventor or the factory worker?
Who
Some
cares?
clarity in this regard would make the story even more enjoyable.
Nonsense. Nonsense. It doesn't matter. There is no protagonist. The protagonist is you, the listener, reader. Yes, yes. That'll do, right?
It was you all along.
It was you all along.
Yeah, I guess, in the traditional story format, there's a protagonist, antagonist.
Yeah.
But in shorts, it's kind of hard to always...
Yeah, not in fables either, right? And it definitely was like a fable style. I mean, who was the hero, the rabbit or the hare? The hare or the tortoise? Sorry. The rabbit or the tortoise or the hare or the turtle? Which one was the champion? I don't know.
They're all the hero.
They're all the hero. It was you, listener. You all along.
The hero was inside you. Not like that. Oh, my God.
Alice! Oh, my God. That's so rude. You're so rude. In such a beautiful spot, how could you be so rude?
You started it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So let's move on to the next section, shall we?
Yes.
What are we reading? What are you reading, Alice?
I just finished The End of the World Running Club by Adrian J. Walker.
I mean, that's something to do when the world is ending, I guess.
Yeah.
Have a running club.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably a good idea if there's roving gangs or zombies or something.
You want to keep your cardio up while we're in.
Yeah, cardio.
That's it. But yeah, I love a good post-apocalypse media, whether it's book, movie, games. It's sort of a genre that I really enjoy, the end of the world situation scenario.
Bit morbid, but okay.
I think it poses a lot of sort of interesting questions around morality. I like seeing how people deal with the change in technology levels. Like, either you've had technology and now it's just all gone. What they do with that. How people sort of try and rebuild civilization.
I'm not going to say I don't play a lot of post-apocalyptic video games.
Yeah.
I like them.
Fallout.
Yeah, I love Fallout.
How many hours? Yeah.
I'm not going to say. It'd be embarrassing to mention the over 1,000 hours that I've had in Fallout 4 alone. And that's before they started counting when I was playing the older games.
Yeah, no, I generally really enjoy the type of media. So, pick this book up. I'm also a runner, kind of, sometimes, really badly.
You'll be running tomorrow, right?
I am going to run tomorrow,
Yeah.
So, yeah, two things that piqued my interest immediately from the title. But yeah, it's a decent sized novel. On audiobook, it was about 14 hours.
Oh.
So good chunk.
Nice.
But yeah, the premise is the end of the world happens, and overnight, this unfit office guy suddenly is, now has to keep his family safe from everything that happens at the end of the world.
Oh my. Cool.
You got some of the usual post-apocalypse standards in there. Some kind of organised force trying to keep everyone together. Bad guy groups doing all the killing and mayhem. The lone wolf character sort of don't need help from nobody.
That's right. It's just me.
Crazies trying to set up new society under the kind of dictatorships and that kind of thing. It's set in the UK.
Oh.
Starts in Scotland. So there's a lot of cool accents in the audiobooks.
Okay, I'm going to cut your legs off and eat them for my dinner.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I think the narrator did really well with bringing in a lot of different accents to sort of help with the characterization of...
That's one of the great things about doing an audiobook based in Britain, though.
Yeah.
There's so many accents.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was actually an Australian character as well.
Oh, bloody hell, you drongo. I'm just trying to live and find more beer. Jeez.
Did a pretty good job with the Australian accent, surprisingly. It's a tricky one.
Can be, definitely. Most people don't do it well.
No, it definitely had sort of that East Coast flavour.
Yeah, right.
Which I think is what most people think of when they
think
of the Australian accent. But,
yeah.
It was a really enjoyable book. The plot moved along really quickly. Didn't have too many slow spots at all. I guess my only sort of comment on the negative side, it started with a bit of like non-linear time jumping. So we didn't start at the start of the story. We started in another spot, went back, and then jumped forward, and then jumped back a bit. But this was only in like the first few chapters, and then it just told the story after that.
That's a bit weird.
So it's kind of an odd choice to set us up with this. Okay, we're going to go back and forth, present, past, future.
And then just abandon
And then
it.
just go, okay, no, actually just telling the story.
Bored of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, maybe wanted a slightly more interesting way to introduce some of the key characters. And but yeah, that threw me a little bit. And there was also a very strong through theme of, it's all for the kids. That's my driving force, is my family, my children.
Well, they do have the tenderest meat when you're having your cannibal party,
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Don't need a lot of sauce when you're eating kids, is my point.
But yeah, I get
Smash cut 2, Alice stirring the children cooking cauldron last night.
I'm sure for parents, keeping their children safe is a strong drive, but
sure.
I like to have a bit more variety. There's other things that people care about, other things that can impel them forward.
Should we about face for the second half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed it. I'd give it 4.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty generous with my ratings, so.
What would you have given Tempest Stilton?
0.5.
What? 0.5? What, just the leftover from the score you gave that book?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No.
Dear, oh dear.
Ah, dear.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
What are we up to?
my section of What Are We Reading?
Yeah.
It's very short.
Yeah.
Dear everybody, I have a complaint. Alice has been talking about the Dark Tower series non-stop forever, and she never mentioned that there was a crazy talking train in it. I would have read it by now if she told me that. It's all her fault. Please send all of your chastisements to aliceisapoopiehedwife@spa.com.
Look, Blaine the Mono is an important character.
He's a crazy talking train.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a reason he's crazy.
Because Thomas drove him to insanity?
No.
No?
No, because he's been alone for hundreds of thousands of years. Or maybe like...
With just one tune running through his head.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, actually it's a ZZ Top song, but that's another... Velcro Fly?
Velcro Fly?
Yeah. I had to look it up to listen to
song.
when I got to that part in the book.
Right.
But that's important part of the story as well.
Okay, cool. Do you want to take the camera and move ahead for a bit?
I will take the camera.
Thank you. Because I'm going to need to concentrate to read my next bit.
Okay.
Because, folks, finally, after weeks and weeks of putting it up, I'm going to have to stop and clean off my glasses too. Oh no, it's very foggy. Very foggy out here, especially once Steve starts getting hot. It's 1 degree today?
What's when we left?
Out near the New Zealand fjords, and I am hot because that's me. But I have finally moved on to start the favourite writers section on Isaac Asimov that I've been promising. And it got up in words really, really quickly, so I've had to cut it in half. We'll do part 1 this time and move on to part 2 next time. So, without further ado, Isaac Asimov. Modern sci-fi is a bit wishy-washy for my tastes. It's far more light-hearted, not really science-based. You get a lot of space drama like Star Trek, or you get magic glowing swords and backflipping space ninjas like, Star Wars. But Asimov was real science fiction based in actual science, and it was asking the big important questions: where are we going, what are we doing, what are we developing, and what are we going to do with it? How could it go wrong, and how would we react to that? And that's why I love Asimov so very, very much. He was a science fiction writer, a university professor, a biochemist, and one of the fathers of modern hard science fiction. No fancy pants stuff for him. No, solid science lays at the foundation of most of his works, but they're also dramatic and interesting and extremely entertaining, even when asking the big questions about who we are as people and what we want from the future. So a little about his past. He was born in Petrovichi, Russia in 1920, and his family moved to America in 1923. His parents, both Jewish Russians, spoke Yiddish and English to him. He never learned Russian. His parents used it as a secret language when they wanted to discuss something privately without the children overhearing. He grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and taught himself to read at the age of 5, later teaching his sister to read as well. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1928 at the age of 8. After becoming established in the U.S., his parents owned a succession of candy stores in which everyone in the family was expected to work. They sold newspapers and magazines, which Asimov credited as a major influence in his lifelong love of the written word, as it presented him as a child with an unending supply of new reading material, including some of the pulp science fiction magazines in which he would later be published. Asimov attended New York City public schools from age 5 and later won a scholarship at Seth Low Junior College. Originally a zoology major, Asimov switched to chemistry after his first semester because he disapproved of dissecting an alley cat. Asimov finished his Bachelor of Science in 1939. In 1983, Dean Robert Polak granted Asimov an honorary doctorate from Columbia College after requiring that Asimov place his foot in a bucket of water to pass the college's swimming requirement. Asimov's writing career began with a humorous item on the birth of his brother for Boys High School's Literary Journal in 1934. In 1938, he sold his first story, Marooned Off Vesta, to Amazing Stories, and it appeared in the March 1939 issue. 2 more stories appeared that year, and his career had begun, but not yet enough for him to become a full-time writer. He later said that, unlike other Golden Age writers such as Heinlein, who was also first published in 1939 and whose talent and stardom were immediately obvious, Asimov came up only gradually. Through July 29, 1940, Asimov wrote 22 stories in 25 months, of which 13 were published. He wrote in 1972 that after that date he never wrote a science fiction story that was not published. Now, Asimov wrote Nightfall, his 32nd story, in 1941, and in 1968 the Science Fiction Writers of America voted it the best science fiction short story ever written. In 1942, Asimov published the first of his Foundation stories, later collected in the Foundation trilogy, Foundation, Foundation and Empire, and Second Foundation, all in the early 50s. The books describe the fall of a vast interstellar empire and the establishment of its eventual successor. They feature his fictional science of psychohistory, whose theories could predict the future course of history according to dynamic laws regarding the statistical analysis of mass human actions. I love these books, and it would be a dream come true to eventually produce them in the SPA style. Now, Asimov completed his Master of Arts degree in chemistry in 1941 and earned a Doctor of Philosophy degree in chemistry in 1948. From 1942 to 1945, during World War II, he worked as a civilian chemist at the Philadelphia Naval Yard's Naval Air Experimentation Station. In September 1945, he was conscripted into the post-war U.S. Army. In 1946, a bureaucratic error caused his military allotment to be stopped, and he was removed from a task force just days before it sailed to participate in Operation Crossroads, a nuclear weapons test at Bikini Atoll. He was promoted corporal on July 11th before receiving an honourable discharge on July 26, 1946, whereupon he took up the post of Associate Professor of Biochemistry at the Boston University School of Medicine. Now, we haven't really touched on his writing yet, but it's already getting on quite a bit, and we've got another half about the same size, which we'll do next time, in the next episode, with some of his greatest creations, I, Robot, Foundation, as well as his post-war works, and, regrettably, the somewhat controversial end to the great man's life.
Cool, excellent. Thank you for the background on Isaac Asimov.
I love Asimov. Like, he really is one of my top three writers, which for a while was top four, but one of them has become rather infamous in recent years, so I had to trim it back to its original three. Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett, and Isaac Asimov.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The three pillars of my writing world. So coming up, hey?
Coming up.
All right. From the data release, all listeners should have just been given, on this very day actually, the winner of the 2025 SPA writing competition, which was set to up to 2,500 words with a prompt of 50, because I've just turned 50, and I am it's like lacking in imagination somewhat. So it was chosen, and I'm totally fine with turning 50, by the way. Paid YouTube members and patrons are about 2/3 of the way through The Great Gatsby, which will finish towards the end of August, when they will also hear the beginnings of The Invisible Man, plus the first episodes of Tim Pod, the companion read-along podcast to go with The Invisible Man, which I've been doing with Alice, which is super cool. I think it's going to be fun.
I hope it's good. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying doing it with you. I hope the audience enjoys it as well. That'll be good. The free-to-air audience will have just gotten chapter 12 of Around the World, I think, which will be going till February 2026.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, that's me working on the Tim Pod podcast. We did have a new idea for a potential little podcast series as well, so thinking about that. Just talking about some of our favourite books, of course, since this is book related. But yeah, we'll maybe tell more about that at another time if we decide to go ahead with it. Or
yeah, it's still in the fledgling stage at the moment. Yeah. Cool. But now we have some audience questions. Before we roll out, let's hear some of them, hey? Now we did
don't
have.
Know any.
Right, I've only got one. I've only got one, and it's not so much a question as it was like a query, which is different for some reason. We had quite a big one this month with a future potential writer reaching out to try and get us to produce his unfinished novel. We pointed him towards the services section of steveparkeraudiobooks.com, where you can find the pricing and all of that sort of thing for those services, as we usually do. But he wanted to skip that and just send us his work chapter by chapter. And unfortunately, I had to bring up this point because we're not legally allowed to accept writing like that. It's called unsolicited submissions and causes no end of legal trouble, right? If, it came out of the movie industry. If you sent in an unsolicited script, right, and someone at the studio read it, and then sometime down the line, they made a show which you thought had some of your ideas in it from that script that you sent in, you could sue them, right? So it's just a blanket law now that you do not accept unsolicited submissions. And we have to do the same. Unfortunately, lawyers are bastards, and that's the world. That's life. So if you do want us involved in your production, we're more than happy to be so. But we really do need those contracts signed via the proper means. We know it's not cheap, but that's because it takes a lot of time. So there's no real way around that. We are mortals. We have a limited amount of time to spend. I don't have a time machine, so I can't go back and do every day 12 times. So yeah, that's right. So if you want us to even just read your stuff and give you critical feedback or something, which some people have asked for in the past, you do have to even pay for that. I don't think we have a pricing for it yet, because not many people have asked for it. But certainly if you want us to produce your audiobooks, you have to check on, steveharperaudiobooks.com, sign on the dotted line and throw the money down on the table. Yeah. So good luck and good writing to all of you who want anything like that. Super, super cool. So that's it for this episode. We'll be back with more next month. Please feel free to send in your favorite audiobooks and your readers and your comments, complaints and questions about SPA projects, and we'll endeavour to get to them all. Thanks everyone for generously supporting the arts you love. All the best from me and mine to you and yours, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.